Hey, it's Shana Meyerson with YOGAthletica in Los Angeles, California. Here today to teach you how to do Vasisthasana number 2. Of course, in order to do number 2 of anything, first you need to sort of know how to do number 1. Not like number 1 and number 2 like in the bathroom. Like hopefully you know how to do those too. But do you know Vasisthasana number 1 and do you know it well? If not, be sure to check out my Vasisthasana video number 1 and then let's roll. Let's take it to number 2. So working into my Vasisthasana number 2, remember that we're almost always going to enter Vasi from plank or theoretically from dog. So let's come into your plank position. As the feet slide together and we go sideways, remember that when we work with Vasi 1, it's essentially a straight line of energy from your head down the middle of your body to your feet, correct? You're standing on the outer edge of the foot. Vasisthasana has some stark differences. So first thing we need to be able to do in order to do Vasisthasana number 2 is we need to be able to free this top leg. When I'm in Vasi 1, there's some downward moving pressure. And can you just lift that foot and see if you can find some balance? Just for the sake of balancing on one foot. Now notice how when you do this, it might feel a little bit wobbly because you're standing on the edge of a foot. Okay, fair enough. Now here's the good news. Vasisthasana number 1, you're standing on the edge of the foot. That's not the good news. The good news is in Vasisthasana number 2, we're actually not going to stand on the edge of the foot. So check it out. Coming back into your plank position and rolling sideways again into your Vasi 1. Lift up your bottom foot, and this time, bend your knee as if you're coming into a tree. Grab your foot and bring it to your inner thigh. Now this is going to accomplish 2 things. First of all, it's going to bring your foot closer to your hand, so it's easier to grab your foot later. But second of all, it's going to give a lot more freedom to that bottom leg. Watch how my bottom hip and leg are going to move to get this foot flat on the floor. So it starts on the edge, and remember the straight line in Vasi 1? Vasi 2 is more of a rainbow feeling. I lift up my hip and try to get my foot, check out my back foot, flat on the floor. You're going to feel that when you lift from these side ribs, whoops, it's also going to relieve a lot of the pressure off of your right arm and shoulder. Now, just a quick review that when you're in Vasi number 1 or 2, this bottom shoulder is going to be rolling back and down, correct? Because we want to minimize any pressure on that right shoulder. Okay, so we've got our Vasi number 2. We bring our leg up to our top leg to our bottom leg. So I grab my foot, bring it in, standing now on the outer edge of my foot, okay, finding my balance here. I take my yogic toe lock. If you don't know your yogic toe lock, it's your peace fingers. You take them in a little finger karate chop between your big toe and your second toe, and see if you can start to lift your leg. Now, of course, we need to straighten our leg, but you may or may not have the hamstrings for that. So how much can you? Maybe just a little, maybe a whole lot, but whatever it is, see if you can, stretch the leg up, check how my bottom hip is lifting and my bottom foot is flat. Ideally on this one, the gaze is upwards, okay? Now, what if you don't have the hamstrings for this? Because a lot of people don't. Well, see if you can find a strap like this one. Because you can strap your foot, as you always can whenever you're having hamstring issues. So I come in, bottom foot is flat, try to keep this bottom leg nice and straight and strong. I hook the foot, grab on, and now I have a lot more mobility to straighten out that leg. And you can make the loop as big or as small as you want to, but keep that bottom foot pressing down. Why do I want that bottom foot pressing instead of my Vasi where I'm sideways? Because it's going to give me so much more stability and lift for this posture. Now, assuming that's easy, there is, of course, a more challenging entry to this pose. And in order to come into Vasisthasana number 2 without that sort of middle tree thing, you come into Vasi 1 and just have your hand up there with your fingers waiting for a toe. As the bottom hip lifts to get that bottom foot flat, lift your foot, turn the toes upwards and right into, yeah, just like that, your big toe. Notice how the leg comes backwards a little bit because I have like sort of that rainbow feeling. If you've lost that rainbow feeling, see if you can get it by lifting the bottom hip up. Now, just like Vasi 1, if you're having real issues with this one, do it against a wall, right? If there's a wall behind you, it makes it incredibly hard to fall over in this pose. So I'm going to try not to knock that thing off my wall, my Om sign. So you could go right up against the wall, just to practice. Leg goes up, turn the toes, lift, and grab, and see if you can come back against the wall on this one. Now, there's always, remember, a strong tendency to sort of fall forward in our Vasisthasana. In this one, there's also a very strong tendency to bend that bottom leg. I don't know why I'm tapping this leg, because this might be your bottom leg, it just depends. So, bottom leg straight, top leg as straight as can be. If you can't get the top leg straight, just strap it. Again, one more time. Plank, turning sideways, Vasisthasana. Whoa, hello. That was weird. Leg goes up, grab your toe, and pull it in. If you can, the gaze is up. If you can't, the gaze is not up. As you release, gently down, plank position, and you're out. Vasisthasana number 2. Not such a bad position. In fact, it's really fun. Have a great day. This is Shana Meyerson with Yoga Athletica in Los Angeles, California.